Good evening, YouTube. This is Kayleen Strain coming at you with my regular Sunday night dinner. And tonight is one of the 3 rations I got 2 MCWs from a very generous member of the ration community, Mike. He sent me 2 MCWs. And this one happens to be the menu 1, beef stroganoff with noodles. This is packed by Warnick. So I don't see a date code on the outside, but for some reason this thing got sealed crooked at the bottom. I see Yossi, Camp Patton Family Compound in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I see 3 viewers. I don't know who the third is yet. These are in a very thick bag. These bags are a little bit thicker than the standard tan MRE bags. They're as thick as the old brown bags from the 80s and early 90s. It does have this, what's supposed to be the peelable seal. I got a kettle of water on the stove. Sorry, I bumped my phone mount. There is Mike. I'm doing the beef stroganoff. These peelable seals can be a bugger to open. You just have to work your thumb in there, go back and forth usually. But it looks like this one is going to fail because it is making a hole right here. So I'm going to get the cheaters to it. I'm sure the soldier out in the field would probably just pull their knife and cut it. So I don't know what year this particular one is yet, so about to find out. Well, here's the accessory pack. It is marked MCW and 8127, so that means this is a 2018 ration. Oh, and look at that. The wet wipe got sealed into the seal of the accessory bag. Hopefully I'll be able to salvage that. So here is the Mountain House main. Unlike the retail packaging, this does not have a resealable bag. It's just, you have to just fold it and hope that it stays closed enough to keep the heat in while the food rehydrates. But that is the beef stroganoff. Apple cinnamon first strike bar. This is the full-size first strike bar. Got the spoon. Let's see, there's Wyoming in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Got the grape powder in the shaker bag. Got another long thing. This is a fig bar, so there are 2 bars. This is basically an elongated fig Newton. Oh, there is Puppy Breath in the house. Sunshine Side of Life 77 here. And got another drink pouch. This is the vanilla dairy shake. So it looks like I'm going to need another container unless I just don't bother with this. Oh no, I'll go ahead and try it. And that is it in the bag. So I will have to get another glass for the shake. I'm going to see if I can salvage this moist towelette without... Oh, there we go. It was just barely sealed in there, but it's intact. So there's a moist towelette. There's sugar, the rear roll, hot sauce. I guess I think Stroganoff needs hot sauce. Bill's Brew coffee. The non-dairy creamer. This is the peppermint gum and matches. These are white tip. And then the strip is on that other side. So there is no salt in these MCW accessory packets. I'm going to go ahead and put the coffee, the sugar, and creamer in my Fort Emery mug. I'm using the Emery bag as my trash, as is usual. Sugar kind of open a little cockeyed, but that's okay. So now that I got that done, I'm going to open up this main, and I'm going to cut it just below the seal. That way I have maximum bag. And this is what it looks like in the pouch, dry. Spicy tuna rolls. That's the name I hadn't seen in here before, but thanks for dropping in. Oops, sorry, I keep bumping the foam out. What I'm going to do is when I go into the kitchen to get the hot water for this and the coffee, there's Pat in the house, thanks for dropping in. I'm going to put it in this Reflectix bag to maintain the heat. So it'll be like this. And then I will put the clip on it. So as I said, while I'm in the kitchen getting the hot water for this, I'm going to get another glass for the shake and some more water because this bottle will not be enough. So I'll be right back. I am back. I'm going to go ahead and pour the water into here. Oops. I got this little clip here I'm going to put on it. Then I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. I'm giving it a shake. I will go ahead and do my coffee. Here is Dub C in the house. Angry Blacksmith is here. Thanks for dropping in. I'm going to open up the vanilla dairy shake powder. This is one of those, I call them shaker bags. If you hear any extraneous noises, that's the younger cat, Pumpkin. She's very active when she's not sleeping. I'm shaking it upside down because I want the powder to get all mixed in. And I will leave it in the bag for a while. Gonna open up this grape, and I bet it will be blue. This and I'll go ahead and mix in my drinking jar instead of in the bag. It's a white powder. There we go, get the tray more in the frame. This one is going to take a lot of mixing because there's a lot of powder. And instead of looking like a drink mix, it almost looks like it might be a watercolor paint. That's what it looks like. It will definitely get another stir later. Now I have two things to open here. There's Quint in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Let's see who else is here. I'm just scrolling back to see who else I might have missed. It looks like that's it. I don't think I missed anybody. For those that came in late, this is US MCW Menu 1 Beef Stroganoff from 2018. I'll go ahead and open up the fig bar. Well, sort of. These things don't always rip very well. Well, it looks like this one took a bit of a hit. And I'm just going to go ahead and split it right in half where it would normally be broken anyway. There's a date code, the 124th day of 2018 is when this first strike bar was wrapped up. This one made it through without any issues. And I'm just stuffing the trash inside of the bag. I'll go ahead and pour the dairy shake out. It almost smells like vanilla pudding. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more water to the bag just to get the rest of that out because there is so much left in there. That's what I did with the chocolate shake, and that seemed to work. And I'm still going to stir it because I don't think it all mixed up very well. That's the problem with these things. They're very hard to mix. There's DeCarlos Perry in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Good to see you in here. I'm going to go ahead and see, this is looking a lot better like it's supposed to. It just needs time to dissolve. It looks more like an actual drink instead of watercolor paint. It's kind of like a bluish purple. I'm going to go ahead and shake the... Oops. Oh, bugger. The pouch went sideways in here, so good thing it was still closed. Just the clip came off. I'm going to go ahead and give it another shake. So I'll leave it in there for a few more minutes. These fig bars are basically fig Newtons. Look like someone sat on them. Wow. Oh, holy crap, Rachel. That is a lot. So I'll put this over here so it's more in frame. Now this tastes just like a fig Newton. Just got a bit broke up on the way here. And the apple cinnamon first strike bar. This has more of a cereal bar texture than the other first strike bars, at least to me. It's not my favorite of the four flavors, but I still eat them. Let's see. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, Angry Blacksmith. Hope to see you next month. I'm going to go ahead and take a taste of the grape drink. Tastes just like grape Kool-Aid. Yeah, it's got a good flavor, although I wish the cinnamon would be just a little bit more present. But some people may not like as much cinnamon. I'm going to go ahead and take a drink of this dairy shake. Yep, this one is still drinkable. It smelled like vanilla pudding in the pouch. Still does. I have another vanilla shake. In fact, thanks to Mike's package, I have 3 different vanilla shakes. So pretty soon I will be doing a video where I will actually mix up all 3 and compare them. Now, Bill's Brew is your, just typical instant coffee. It's not the best one, but it's not the worst. I'm going to go ahead and open up this to see what it looks like. It looks like it's ready, so I'm going to go ahead and pour it out. That's a pumpkin meowing in the background. Well, that'll be good enough. So there is the stroganoff. It's got mushrooms in it. Well, they would include hot sauce or stroganoff. I don't know, because personally I don't think it would work. I think it just changes the flavor too much. There is Aletha in the house. Thanks for dropping in. The beef is really small pieces. The noodles are like the small. There's Pete in the house. Thanks for dropping in. The small noodles, so they're not really big. Yep, That's why they do it this way. It takes less time to freeze dry. It's actually pretty good. I don't think it needs a hot sauce, so I'm going to save this for something else. It'll just go in my stash of other hot sauces that I've gotten from Rations. I wouldn't mind a little bit more mushroom, though. But the beef, fully rehydrated. So that's good. Huh, never heard of that one. That must be something new. There's Hooga Homestead in the house. Thanks for dropping in. This is Meal Cold Weather Menu 1 Beef Stroganoff from 2018. Got this from Mike. And I have another MCW that will be coming up in a couple of weeks. I'll bust into a regular MRE in the tan bag next month. Yep, this beef stroganoff, this dish in general is a pretty hearty dish. And this will definitely fill you up. And if you're eating this out in the field on a cold afternoon for lunch or cold evening for supper, yeah, this will definitely warm you up. I'm not sure why the dairy shake would have been included in this. You basically got two dessert things. Maybe it's for added protein, although the bag didn't say it was a protein shake. Maybe it was just a supplemental nutrition thing, because in the winter, someone outside in the cold would need more calories to keep their core temperature up. Sorry about that. Keep bumping the foam out. Be nice if this thing wouldn't shake so much, but it does. Yeah, this is a good one. This is another good one. Yeah, it is very carb heavy. I'm not sure what a bling bar is, so I don't know if that's anything like this. And just like your typical Fig Newton, the outer crust is dry, but the fig interior is still nice and moist and chewy. But both of these are a good way to get your fiber too. Well, speaking of s'mores, my family does s'mores every year when we go to Lake Icaria. And the halal marshmallows I found were extremely big. In fact, they're as big around as the opening of my drinking jar. That is how big those boogers were. So we would cut them into fourths to make the s'mores. The store only had those giant ones. They didn't have any of the standard size, and the small ones would be too small, so I grabbed what I could see. I would definitely recommend this MCW. If you haven't tried it yet. If you don't like mushroom, you probably wouldn't like it. But since I like beef stroganoff, I am going to enjoy finishing this off. Yep, it is. This one would definitely be a good one to take, even if you only take a few of the components with you on a trip, because the main is freeze-dried. As long as you got enough water, you can have a lightweight food packet to take in, and then you just give it the extra weight when you get there and you prepare it. I believe this is one of the flavors you can buy in their standard retail packaging in the blue, orange, and white bags. I have not yet had an LRP, and that's a long-range patrol ration, so I do hope to get one soon. But I have heard, I think it was during some of the Ration Museum streams in the chat, that instead of the separate LRP, they're using these because the rations are already pretty similar. Wow, Latha, one of my sisters, when she was working at the airport as a screener for the TSA, at one point she was actually clocking in at like 2:30 or 3 a.m. And that actually worked out good for her because at the time, my older nephew was still living at home, and she wanted to be home when he got out of school. So when he went to college and eventually moved out into his own place, she had changed up her schedule. Of course, she also rose up the ranks to human resources. She changed her hours and the days that she's off. Now this shake is still very foamy, even though it's been a while since I last mixed it. But she has also been able to tweak her schedule so she can have a different day off in the middle of the week, because all three of my sisters take turns taking my mom to appointments or maybe to do shopping, although most of the time my oldest sister actually does my mom's grocery shopping for her and then just brings it to her apartment. My mom gives her a list and the card, and my sister goes and does it and brings it back and helps her put it away. My mom does not get out much since her health is not all that great right now. She hasn't had the big nasty, which is good. But she doesn't want to get it either, so she pretty much stays in her apartment. Of course, she has a washer and dryer in there, so she doesn't have to go out to do laundry. But yeah, like I said, my sisters take turns taking her to her appointments and things like that. There's Chicago in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I don't want my channel to get dinged for just saying the actual words, so I just call it the Big Nasty. Oh, that's cool. I watched Dub C's recent video he put up earlier today, which is pretty cool. Yeah, when you do one of these mountain house entrees, you get a lot of food. It's basically, once it's rehydrated, it's almost double what you get in a standard retort pouch. But these rations are designed for outdoor activities in the cold, where you need the extra carbs and calories. And retorts would freeze. Although why they put these hot sauces in there, it would probably freeze too, but I'm sure there'll be a way to just open it up and put the frozen chunk into whatever. But then again, there's not a whole lot in here. And these two things would be as hard as a rock, but you could easily warm them up by sticking it in between your clothing layers and letting your body heat warm it up. There is James Ortiz in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I'm chowing down on a 2018 beef Stroganoff MCW. Got basically great Kool-Aid. Vanilla dairy shake. Apple cinnamon first strike bar. And basically Fig Newtons that look like they've been sat on. And Bill's Brew. So the only thing I haven't opened up is the hot sauce. And I don't intend to because that would change the flavor too much. So depending on what is in the other MCW that I have, since the main in that one, of course, is another Mountain House, it's chicken and rice, but it's not the Oriental chicken and rice. It's not the Mexican chicken and rice. It's just plain chicken and rice. So I may spice it up with this if there is not one in there. But of course, I'll taste it first before I add anything else to it. Well, I'm not having a good Halloween because I don't celebrate it. I hope that doesn't bother anyone that I don't do that. It's just another day to me. Booger Butt in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Now this basically Fig Newton. You know, some people just are a little weird like that, but, you know, that's their problem, not mine. You know, other than the fact that this thing took a hit, you know, the outer part of it is dry. It's still good. It's got the right flavor. It doesn't taste really strange. But, you know, speaking of Halloween stuff, remember, tomorrow, all the unsold stuff gets discounted so you can load up. Here is Foreign Marie, Art, and Nina dropping in, saying hello, dropping that super chat. Thanks a lot for doing that. It's much appreciated. You know, some of those holiday items can have multiple uses. So that's why I buy some of those things, like that 100 light string of battery-powered lights that I have. It was after Christmas discount, so I bought them for an emergency light. I could run those, I could stick a couple of double A's in there, stick it up on the wall with some of my command wire clips, and then turn them on, and I got light that I can have for when the power goes off. Of course, I have other lights that I can use too, like my O-lanterns. Last year when the derecho hit, I used the ones that I had at the time for my main room lighting. And I have a motion sensor light in the bathroom that at one time was in my mosque, but the mount came off and then the light had itself nearly broke apart, but I managed to salvage it, so I brought it home. It still works, I just can't mount it, so I just have it sitting on my little 3-drawer thing in my bathroom. So that has a motion sensor in it. Plus I have what's called those O-bulbs that O-Light makes. I got 3 of those stuck on my light bar in my bathroom that's above my mirror because it's steel, so the bottom of those things is magnetic. So I could just use those. So when it comes to lighting for power outages, I'm set pretty good. Oh, speaking of mini pies, I have not seen those in quite some time. The last ones that I've seen were as big around as my mug. So they're a pretty good little dessert or a late night snack or whatever. And of course, if you needed something for breakfast but you didn't have any power or any way to cook something, if you had any of those mini pies, you could just eat one of those for breakfast. Yep, pizza sounds good. Ever had a crab Rangoon pizza? Come to Des Moines, you can get that. Oh, to be a fly on the wall for that one to see his face when he would eat that pizza. Now, we have a place here called Fong's Pizza, and what they do is Asian fusion. And I think they've branched out even to more flavors for their pizzas, but their signature one is the crab Rangoon. So the crust is flavored a little bit differently, and the topping, the spread, is actually the filling that would be inside of your regular crab Rangoon. Like I said, would have been fun to be a fly on the wall for that one. I'm not sure if Fong's does that here or not, but unfortunately, that is one that I would not be able to eat. For some reason, and I'll be very tactful with how I say this. Sauerkraut and I do not get along. But I can eat things like kimchi That's slightly different than the sauerkraut. So I do enjoy kimchi. I just don't get it as much because several years ago we lost our only Korean restaurant that I used to go to specifically to get the kimchi, and that's pretty much all I ate there. I like mushrooms on pizza too. Nope, sorry. But I do thank you for dropping in. I guess you can at least look at the bag to see what it was that I finished off. And no, I did not ruin it by putting the hot sauce on. Had it upside down. Well, you know how hard it would be to try to upload that? It would be very messy. And that's not even an assurance that it would actually get away from here. I think it would just leave a mess. You know, it don't have the luxury of a Star Trek transporter. I have only used a couple of my little Tabascos. And after I used them, I washed them out and I had kept them. But I got a couple more of these in there. I got the hot diggity dog that used to be in the British ORPs. I think they get Tabasco now instead of the hot diggity dog. And that is supposed to be a lot spicier than Tabasco. And I have the Norwegian hot sauce. That one is actually pretty good. There's Backwoods Law in the house. Looking at a nearly empty tray because I done polished off everything except this apple cinnamon first strike bar. But thanks for dropping in. Dill pickle pizza, that would be an interesting one for sure. Yep, there's a 2018 beef stroganoff MCW that I chowed down on. And I did not use a hot sauce because to me that would ruin the stroganoff flavor. So I'll save it for another day. And I bet if you had to eat one of these MCWs, I bet you would take the Mountain House pouch after you closed it up and tucked it inside of your couple of your layers, as long as you held it carefully to keep the heat in, and plus you would draw heat from it to keep your core warm. I bet some people were probably known for doing that. I pass on tequila. I don't do alcohol. Only alcohol that will come in here is isopropyl. Yep. So you're taking care of two things at once by sticking that pouch inside your clothes and hope that no one made any wrong moves and lost it. Well, my brother used to drink pickle juice like crazy. He would eat the pickles, but he would wait till the rest of us would eat them all, and he would keep the jar in the fridge until he wanted to drink the pickle juice. I would do that once in a while, but my brother would do that more often. Now that's a bummer, Pete. Like I said, I will pass on the tequila. Thanks for dropping in, Puppy Breath. Hope to see you next month. I learn something new every day. When my family lived outside of Boone, my brother did play football in like an 8th grade or middle school, when the school that he attended had football for kids his age. He played football when we lived in Boone, so That's probably why he was drinking a lot of the pickle juice, because that probably helped him get over any cramps or whatever, either during or after a game. Thanks for dropping in, Yossi. All the way from Israel, so it's already Monday there. By the way, he also has a video up on his channel, and he's got some others in the works. That sounds like a plan. Oh. Okay, that's cool. So I guess anyone who goes over to her live stream later will see him there. He's been coming into more chats and hanging out with others in the prepper community as well as the Ration community, so he's getting around. But I'm probably going to go ahead and call this one good, since I only have my drinks left. Well, this vanilla shake is still pretty thick. These are like I said, these are very hard to mix. But even though this is from 2018, this still tastes good. Perfectly drinkable. So next week will be a regular USMRE. Then after that, the other MCW that I got from Mike. So again, I want to thank you all for dropping in. And thanks to Art and Nina, foreignemery.com, for dropping that super chat. Foreign Emery is where I got this titanium spork and this mug. So go check them out, see what they got on their site for you to choose from. Dig, you're about to get booted out because I'm just about ready to close out. But I do thank you for dropping in. Well, Dig's dropping that super chat. I suppose that's a nice way to close it out. But you missed beef stroganoff, menu 1 from 2018. So it was pretty darn good. So I do appreciate that super chat. That was totally unexpected. By the way, he has some awesome stuff on his channel, so go check out Diggs Outdoors later. But I want to thank you all for watching. Until next month, catch you on the flip side.